fucking great, man. Now what the fuck are we supposed to do? This is some real pretty shit now, man.
Oh, that's right, Hudson. This is Tim. This is New York Giants Straight Talk, powered by Online Big Blue LLC. This Giants season has gone plunk with a bad loss to the Raiders. I mean, it's just not even funny anymore. You look at this game, you look at this team, you look at how they're constructed, you look at the salary cap, you look at all the situations, look at the ball is bouncing. It's just not good. It's just not a good situation here in New York. Daniel Jones has now gone out with a knee injury. Evan Neal's also gone down with a knee injury where we just saw. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. I am thinking that Daniel Jones' knee injury is probably going to be an ACL. If you watch him that last pass play, when he tried to go back and put pressure on the leg, it collapsed. Anyone who has had an ACL will tell you that is because it controls your lateral movement. So if you go back like that and you fall down for no reason, that's usually an ACL. And I can tell you I had two of them. Hopefully it's not an ACL for his sake, but it looks to be that way. Well, we'll get another prognosis tomorrow when they do an MRI. They'll see how the swelling is, and we'll get a better idea and a better understanding. The play he went down on was a non-contact play, so that's even more concerning. It's also on a grass field, so Giant fans can't say it's the turf monster smash. Giants lose it, of course, 30-6. It was just an ugly game all around. It was a game that just didn't make sense. It was amazing with Daniel Jones in the beginning how all of a sudden the sack monsters came back. He dropped back, 9 times and was sacked twice. All of a sudden the line has gone from what it was under Tyrod Taylor, where they were averaging maybe 2-3 sacks a game, to now having it be all of a sudden the Giants line can't block anyone. If anyone is not looking at this and having a pointing a finger a little bit at the quarterback play, I'm not just talking about Daniel Jones, but I was talking about Tommy DeVito, and saying that, listen, you have to make the quick decisions. You have to get the ball out of your hand. Tommy DeVito, especially if you watched him play, you could see he was not getting the ball out quickly enough. He wasn't diagnosing the plays. That's why he was taking those sacks. He had plenty of time in the pocket. There was nothing wrong with his opportunity and his time in the pocket. He just didn't make the decisions fast enough. And that's kind of just what this Giant team is. They don't make decisions fast enough. They didn't bring in a quarterback until Matt Barkley until this week. Why? Because they only had $500,000 in salary cap space. That's a problem. They traded Leonard Williams to Seattle. I wanted to play a sound effect, but I can't because it's been retired. You traded Leonard Williams to Seattle. You basically paid the majority of his salary to Seattle so you could get $9 million in operational cap space so you could sign somebody like Matt Barkley to the practice squad. Again, it's the mismanagement and the misunderstanding of the salary cap at times with this Giant organization. And Joe Shea, I said this a couple weeks back, and everyone made fun of me as always. I said the Giants are going to run out of cap space midseason. Because you could see it. You could literally see it by his moves, Shane's moves, especially the contracts he gave out, the Waller deal, everything else. You could see that he was going to run out of operational cap space, which is why Leonard Williams got traded. But at the end of the day, you still gave up 30 points to Aiden O'Connell, who went 16 for 25 for 209. They also had a 16-play drive in the third quarter. There is no solace in the fact that the defense played well at the end because they took their foot off the pedal. That was it. They had 17 points in the second quarter. They had that 3 points, but they had a play that went 16-play drive. The defense, against a rookie didn't really show up. They gave up 125 yards rushing on 34 carries. We had 0 sacks again today. Kayvon Thibodeau, I guess the guys from WFAN are smiling because Kayvon Thibodeau had 1 tackle as he went up against a pretty good left tackle and right tackle for the Raiders. And he got shut out. One thing that kills me about this Giant team, and I never will understand it, and I've seen it a couple of years now, they celebrate a lot when they're losing by 24. They stopped them in the backfield for a loss to Raiders, and they're celebrating. Oh, look at us! Look what we did. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what you did. You did nothing. You lost. Scoreboard. And I've always said that. I love when people get cocky on the field and you look, and I used to do that all the time when I played. Someone's getting cocky on the field and you're beating the shit out of them. You know, all you do is I used to just put it scoreboard. Scoreboard. You lost to a bad Raider team with a rookie head coach, a rookie quarterback, where you fired the majority of your staff. And people also forget that Patrick Graham is on the staff. So you don't think Patrick Graham was happy to get 8 sacks against the Giants? I know it's a rebuild. We've said this. We talked about this. I understand it's a rebuild. And I'm not sitting there telling you that I even said it. I've said it before. I thought the Giants weren't going to make the playoffs this year. I never gave a prediction in reference to the number of wins, but I always said they weren't going to make the playoffs this year. You could kind of see it. But at the end of the day, when you have this type of situation that you're running in, and now your quarterback looks like he's going to be out for an extended period of time, even going into next year, if it is an ACL, and you may not, with Tommy DeVito as quarterback, you may not win another game. I love Tommy DeVito. I love the fact that I think he went 15 for 20, that he showed something. But again, it's against the Raiders. The Raiders are a bad team. Outside of Crosby, the Raiders are a bad team. He went 15 for 20 for 175. You know, it's amazing that all these other quarterbacks look better than Daniel Jones. Tommy DeVito had a better game, and I'm not picking on Daniel Jones because he's injured, but Tommy DeVito had a better game than Daniel Jones had all year and almost all of last year. So should we give Tommy DeVito Should we give him $160 million? No. Should we have Tommy DeVito going into 2024? No. Because he's just not that good. I do think that we should turn around though, and I do think that we should give Tommy DeVito all that money.
You were serious about that?
Of course I'm not serious about that. Poor Saquon Barkley. He's so happy he came back. 16 carries for 90 yards, 5.6. Same with Xavier McKinney. He's probably not going to be here next year as well. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent. It just, you think you're going to go bad for, and that play, oh my God, that play on the two-point conversion. Can someone explain that one to me? You're going razzle dazzle when you got razzle. I missed Jason Garrett. Can we bring Jason Garrett back? Jason Garrett sitting in his studio job smiling. Motherfuckers, it wasn't my fault, was it? Because you look worse the last 2 years under Kafka than you did under Jason Garrett. It's just one of those things. It got bad it went from bad to worse, and then it went from worse to horrible. And I'm sorry, I don't think that Daniel Jones, no matter what, the way he was playing, if he even played the whole game, that I don't what you call it. I love this. It's not funny, but someone wrote, Daniel Jones' torn ACL is day-to-day according to Brian Dale. That's from Wesley Steinberg. That's the burner account. But like I said, it looks like to me it's probably an ACL. Ian Rappaport's coming out and says, Daniel Jones is feared to have suffered a significant injury, potentially an ACL tear, based on the initial test. Per Mike Garafolo, he will have an MRI to learn a full picture. You know it's an ACL. You know it. And like I said, this is the reports coming out now. And you have to be worried. You know, you don't have to be worried about it, but it's just one of those things now. We always talked about the fact that Daniel Jones, I love people are like, well, Daniel Jones was this and Daniel Jones was that, and they gave him the million. And like we've talked about it before, he had one season where he didn't suffer an injury. And now from the looks of it, it's an injury. So, I mean, it's just what it is. All I know is my tickets now for the Giants for the rest of the season are garbage. I mean, I don't know, guys. I wish I had some wisdom, some advice, but I don't. It's just, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm gonna end it here because I'll do a better show tomorrow. But it looks like I said, the reports are coming out now that Daniel Jones has a torn ACL. It's honestly not gonna. It wasn't gonna matter anyways if we had him in for the season or not. It's more gonna be the matter what was gonna happen in 2024. And like I said, we were talking about the stream today that we may have to draft a quarterback next year. And I thought about trading up into the first round, but now it looks like we may not win another game. And I wasn't sure how many games we were going to win with Daniel Jones anyways. All right, guys, you know the drill. We're going to have a better video tomorrow. And I hope everyone stays tuned. We'll probably end up doing a live stream as well. So you know the rules. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell because you want to know why. That'd be awesome.